Shalom. Alright. Was experiencing technical difficulties with my mic, but seems to be working now. First and foremost, want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakadash, Barakatam. Alright. Double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone, who taught me this information. And salutations to you brothers on the highways and byways, teaching the truth and truth is sincerity. Quickly moving into the times here, brothers, that we're going to be accosted for this truth, man. Even more so than we have been in our daily lives, you know, having to suffer in this man's kingdom. But here it is, we are witnessing the downfall of the world as we know it, Lord willing. We say that Yahweh Ratazaka, which means in the Paleo Hebrew, through the Most High's name, His will. Alright, Lord willing. Says 10,000 point wipeout. Markets continue downward plunge as coronavirus fears rattle investors. And so this is this guy's expression, and rightfully so. Right? You know, the elders have been teaching this for decades now. The ministry has established itself. The regeneration. Alright, brothers, got to look at this this spiritual growth and development that the Lord has allowed for His people to come back to Him. Alright, and just as He teaches us, it's all through Yahushai. Alright, Yahushai is going to lead the Lord's army in the heavens to fight these world governments. And you better believe that the Most High's will is to bring utter destruction and the demise of the world as we know it today. Alright, because it's completely wicked. Alright, and it's completely contrary to the lawful statutes and commandments that the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, has set up and established around in the world. Alright. So let's look at this article here. It says and so they're using this virus as the scapegoat. Alright, let's look at that word, scapegoat. A person who is blamed for the wrongdoings, mistakes, or faults of others, especially for reasons of expediency. And so, you know, something to be, you know, considered. Yeah, that is an act of judgment. Alright, it is claiming people's lives. But the Most High is going to have stuff out here that's going to be way worse than this here. Alright, but they're using this as a pretext to cover this up. This is what I believe. This is what you know, all the analysts and all people that know how to understand this type of shit are saying and have been saying. But basically, the global markets have been destined to collapse for quite a while now, and it's interesting that this virus is all of a sudden involved, and now it's got everybody completely worried about that instead of asking these questions why these corporations are asking for continued billion-dollar, trillion-dollar bailouts. All right, and this is all because their system is hyperinflating. All right, it's ever destined. The fiat currency, the petrodollar, is ever destined for hyperinflation because it has no actual value, and they just print it. You know, in an infinite amount. All right, and what they're trying to do now is print millions and billions and trillions of more dollars to reinflate the petrodollar world economy. And it looks like they've used this virus to hamper the BRICS. All right, knowing that the biggest competitor to the petrodollar, America and NATO and Saudi Arabia, etc., in the so-called Jewish state of Israel in cahoots against the BRICS, alright, which is China, Russia, India, Iran, alright, Brazil, alright. So it looks like they're going to try and restore the market, but we know the Most High has promised utter destruction for this land. And so what I'm going to get is this scripture here. It says, Ezekiel 6:13, then ye shall know that I am the Lord, when their slain men shall be among their idols, round about their altars, upon every high hill, and all the tops of the mountains, and under every green tree, and under every thick oak, the place where they did offer sweet savor to all their idols. And so initially the Lord's people went astray from the Most High. All right, the world does not know God and who the world calls Jesus Christ today. They don't even understand their true names, but the elect do understand, and the 1/3, the remnant, all right, that is returning to the name, and that's going to be amongst the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans from all the parts of the world that we've been dispersed amongst, all right, and have settled into. There's going to be a portion of that population that is coming back to the Lord's name, which is Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and it's already done. It's already happened, man. I mean, there's camps all across the world, all right, and so the 1/3 also is a portion of the population of the Hebrew Israelites that will be saved, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That maybe they, this could be anybody, mostly women and children though, is going to be consistent of the 1/3. But maybe somebody just wasn't teaching, and they should have been out there doing what they were supposed to be doing, but they didn't, and so they were amongst the 1/3. But the point is, 2/3 of the entire nation of the Lord's people, all right, which is spread amongst the whole world, is destined for the Armageddon judgment, which is understood in the scriptures as thermonuclear fire, all right, which is going to be detonated by these world governments in response to the invasion of what they believe is so-called UFOs, all right, but is actually the Most High, all right, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is going to be leading the Lord's army and what the world calls so-called UFOs, and just going to be tearing up these world governments, man, all their tanks, all their planes, all their weapons of warfare, all the troops. It's going to be massive, though. Let's see. Thought we got cut off there. I wanted to get this to Ecclesiastes chapter 12:1. This is what really important when it comes to our people today. So it's important that we understand this. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And that's what people are saying as they're raiding the stores right now and looting these stores and stripping shelves. I mean, there's reports of that all around the country. All right. You may not see it where you are directly quite yet, but it is getting to that point quickly. All right. And so that's us Israelites. We don't have pleasure in them. And I'm not talking about the Jewish state in the world today. They are the false Jews. All right. That say they are Jews but are not. All right. The Most High has found them out and is evermore with his people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. But we have no pleasure in this catastrophe that's about to happen to America and these other world governments as they start to implement more and more restricted laws on people's movements, and people are just going to really start realizing what these world governments have in store for them when they start reporting to these FEMA camps, and they get lined up and shot down in firing squads. I mean, me and the brothers were talking earlier today about some of these events they had, years back when we were coming into this, and it was called Jade Helm. But it was basically the government moving around all its military equipment around the country in North America in response to what's happening right now. And people saw giant bins, that look like coffins, that could have 5, 6, 7, 8 people in them at once, next to trains and all kinds of stuff. So this government has interesting things in store for its citizens, as he calls them. All right, but people are going to really realize soon that this devil is the damn devil. All right, and that's led by these central banks, man, which are currently trying to reinflate the system and are failing to do so.